It's the time for the Sharpin New Pro Edition. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. In this video, we are going to talk about the virtual pinball, the company called Sharpin version 2.0. In the previous videos we talked about, we have built many of these devices, but somehow I'm always kept coming back to this product. And the reason why I want to review this device, because he did a completely overhaul of this. Like when you're looking at the first model back in the day, this thing looks completely different this time. The cabinet is also smaller. Maybe in the future, if I can find the way, I can always like do a side-by-side comparison with the old and the new one. You will see this one is quite tiny compared with the old version. It still has the option to run all the other stuff like Zen Pinball. And I must say, like, there are some pros and cons to this, but I will tell you later on in this video what I mean with this. But overall, with the old version, I had a lot of fun playing these old school Zen tables. But now, with the Pinball 2.0, there are some things you need to know. Because he has the Pro and the Ultra, this is the Pro edition, it's more like the cheaper edition. And yeah, I just wanted to pick both of them up and just to show you. And also in the future we're doing side-by-side comparison. So basically what this is an Android box slapped inside a case. And what you can do is like basically play pinball games. But there are quite some interesting options. I've been messing around with it for the last couple of years. With the first edition up to the 2.0. And I must say, like, I found a couple of interesting apps, because that's what you do. Like, you go to the Play Store and just basically downloading apps, and you can play them on your pinball machine. And again, there are some pros and cons to it that we're going to talk about today. But let's do a quick overview of the cabinet itself. But I must say that when you're looking at the first model, nothing has been changed here. There were no like extra buttons. At the left side and also the right side, we're going to get two buttons. We're going to get one for the flipper, another one for the nudge. Depends what kind of game you're playing, or app in this case. And yeah, in my opinion, with some of these apps it work, some don't. Over here in the front, we're going to get four buttons for navigating through the menu. And with some big games, you're using the right or the middle one for launching the ball. Like the previous model, we're going to get two plastic strips on the side. I do like them, but I personally prefer to have one at the front and one at the back. Yeah, okay, so the grip itself, it's okay. Still got a very sharp edge, so for some people it can be a little bit annoying. So the other thing they improved now is the Plexi, and the Plexi is something I wish they did from the start, because the Plexi with a bezel, it looks amazing, but using the bezel simply because the monitor is way smaller than the cabinet itself, so a little bit sneaky, and in my opinion quite genius. But what I think is very convenient, if you're going to get yourself, let's say, a separate kit and you want to use your own monitor, you still have some room here and there to, let's say, fit in a different monitor. But this one fits perfectly. Here you can see, compared with the Plexi, you can see it lays very closely. And in my opinion, a very nice job. But let's take a close look at the monitor itself. The monitor, I think it has a very nice color, but the view angle is pretty damn horrible. Here you can see, like, from the side, it's very hard to look at. And when you're playing, it's just, in my opinion, fine. But that's something you need to take consideration if you're going to get yourself the Sharpin Pro, or in other words, the cheaper model. But it also comes with the remote itself. And what I do like about the TX6 Pro, the box itself, it comes with an, let's say, like an old school remote, but it still has the air remote functionalities. So what you can do is like navigating with just the navigation key, or pressing the mouse key, and we can navigate like this. And I really love it, it's super convenient. So if you need to type something, it works way faster. And of course, we can just click on the games or the apps that you want to launch. Super toll. Alright, so with this model, I have installed Pinball Arcade, Pinball Deluxe Reloaded, and Zen Pinball. In my opinion, three apps that work the best with this device. And of course, we can also navigate through the menu with the buttons at the front. And we can go into the Play Store and we can download new games. But okay, so what I like about this device itself in general is that it works very well. You always need to have your remote, so that's something you need to take consideration. You cannot, let's say, navigate through every single game with all the buttons on the cabinet. The remote is something you will you're just going to need it. But I must say, Pinball Arcade is a really cool piece of software, but take consideration if you need to buy tables, this can be very expensive. Think about like $15 for a couple of tables.
Little monster.
Okay, so Pinball Deluxe, I personally really love this. Like, it is not a super high definition pinball, but it's so basic and it's so much fun. A lot of different kind of tables, in-game challenges. This is one of my favorite games to play. Okay, so Zen Pinball is basically my second fun app to play. You have so many different tables, you need to buy them separately, like there is one for free and the other ones all need to buy. But I must say, like, I think it's just worth it, because Zen Pinball brings this virtual pinball machine to the next level. Okay guys, so one thing you need to take into consideration. If you're going to get yourself a Sharpin, this is not a product you can plug and play out of the box. First of all, you need to put it together. That's one thing you need to take into consideration. You need to have like a screwdriver. There's not a lot of stuff you need. But there are some things that you need to consider before you go to start with this. Another thing, I'm hoping maybe in the future I'm going to give you like a plug and play solution. Maybe that's an idea. But what about my personal experience with this product? So assembly was easy peasy and I really enjoyed it. But okay, so setting it up with a Gmail account was super easy. You can go to the store, download some games, take consideration not every single game is compatible with the encoder board. I tried like a dozen of them, and like the ones I shown you in this video, the 3, that were like the mine favorites because they work like perfectly. You still need the remote for navigating through the menu or some minor things you need to click on, but overall it's not big of a deal in my opinion. Like the display, it's a cheap model. You're going to get a non-good view angle display. I'm not a big fan of it. I really prefer to have an IPS. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit the little bell, become one of the Wicked family, and let me know in the comments what do you think of this. And it would be great to see you in the next video.